Hey, third and fourth grade. So you just finished reading the book about G's Bend, where the little girl was learning how to make a quilt. We're going to finish that book in the next art class, and we're going to get to see what her quilt looks like when she's finished with it. Your art project today is actually really short. It's a two-part art project. So today, you're going to plan out a design for what your quilt is going to look like. At home, you're not going to make a quilt that's using fabric, but instead we're just going to draw a quilt and do some really cool designs. So I'm going to show you my quilt that's all finished. It's a lot going on here. Oops, it goes this way. A lot of really fun, bright designs, and I got my idea from some of the G's Bend quilts. So this is my quilt, and I sort of got my idea from this one. Okay, the one that's really big in this picture kind of gave me the idea for it. So when you're coming up with an idea for what kind of quilt you might want to make, you can look through the slideshow. After this video, there's going to be a bunch of pictures of quilts, and you can also Google G's Bend quilts to come up with some ideas of your own. So you're just going to plan out where the different designs are going to go. So when I planned this out, I'm trying to pick it up here. This is the plan I came up with. I'm going to hold it this way. Really simple. This is all I'm asking of you today. It is really important that your quilt has a border around it. Remember in the book, she had the brown that represents the muddy river going around it. I love things to be symmetrical. Hers wasn't symmetrical because 3 sides were brown and 1 side was green. So if you want to choose certain colors for certain reasons, that's fine. We're not doing colors today though. All right, but so you need to do a border, and then you want to sort of be kind of symmetrical. The G's Bend quilts, what makes them really cool is that the women who make them have a plan, but they're not using rulers and like obsessively measuring to make it perfect. They just kind of have a plan in their head and sort of go with it. And so the quilt isn't exactly symmetrical. Things are kind of wonky and funny shaped, and that's okay. And that's what makes it amazing. So you're not using rulers. You're not measuring. This is not perfectly symmetrical. This is a big triangle. That one's super tiny. They're kind of crooked. It's fine, okay? Just sketch out a design for how you want yours to be, right? So I did my border, and then maybe start with something that you want to be in the center, or maybe something that you want to have in 4 corners. Look at the pictures of quilts and get some ideas. I'm going to show you real quick one quilt, and I'm going to teach you sort of how to think about it. So this big quilt here has a bazillion little lines. I am not going to sketch out those little lines, but what I will sketch is sort of the areas where those lines are going to go. All right, so let me pop this camera around really quick. See what I'm going to draw. Okay, so we saw it was this is the design that it's just where I'm getting my idea from, right? So in my yellow folder, we want to make sure that we use our printer paper. Printer paper is always the best paper for when we use markers. We will be using markers or crayons for the next project. Okay, I have papers everywhere. Here we go. So I'm going to start out with a border. I'm not using a ruler, but when I make a straight line, instead of just moving my wrist, I hold my wrist and my pencil still, and I move my whole arm. It is a little crooked, and guess what? I don't care. It's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, so there's my border. And again, it was this one, and I'm gonna start with maybe a little square in the middle and kind of a big rectangle around it or something. Let's see what happens. And this is just a guide, and I'm going to add more colors in the next class. So let's say maybe a square in the middle, and then there was a bigger square around it, and then there was kind of a stripe over here and a stripe over here, and then I'm going to kind of make this my own, and maybe I'll just put a stripe here and here and here and here. That's it for today. In my next art class next week, we'll add color, and I'll have like maybe a bazillion little different stripes of different colors here. Similar to how this looks. Doesn't have to be exact. But we'll come up with some more ideas for colors in the next class. But your goal today is just to sketch it out. Here's what I'm going to grade you on. You need to send me a picture of your sketch so I can see that you did it. Neatness. Guys, there's no excuse. This is so simple. It should be nice and neat. Now, I know it might be wobbly, but you know, come on, don't make it a mess. And then symmetry, you kind of need to have symmetry. Like, this is not perfect. If certain things are not symmetrical at all, like you want to do this down here, but you don't do it up there, that's fine. I just want it to be mostly kind of symmetrical. Okie doke. Have fun. Make sure you send it in to me when you're done. Bye.